Okay, so good evening, guys. My name is Olusegun, and I'll be your front-end tutor for today. So I'm taking you on HTML5 semantic tags. Um, so I'm sure you guys, majority of us are observing their holidays now, like as today is Independence. So um, anyways, that's fine. So I'm sure majority of you guys are familiar with HTML5, HTML basically. I'm sure like your previous tutor took you um, on HTML syntax, code syntax and all. So today's class is going to be straight to the point, no faffing. I don't know if you guys can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. Okay, so today's class is going to be straight to the point, no faffing and all. Pretty sure majority, if not all, are familiar with HTML5 semantic tags. So basically, what semantic means is what do if semantic tags or semantic elements is basically elements with meaning, element that comes with a meaning, if I can put it that way. So prior to HTML5 semantic tags, um, content were just wrapped around divs. You get, and divs are non-semantic. It does not really tell you anything about the content itself. You get, so non-semantic tags are divs, span, and the likes. You get, so but when HTML5 semantic tags came to be that solely gives you, and that clearly defines the content, the tag content. So, and that's why you have the likes of form tag, table tag, article tag, nav tag, section, aside, and the likes. So with HTML5, we got semantic tags that actually describes the tags. And the benefit of HTML5 semantic tags, there are two main benefits. So I think there are so many, but the two most important benefits is one, HTML5 semantic tags gives HTML5 semantic tags helps in code organization. So because it has meaning, it helps you in structuring your code. So you know, like, okay, so is this tag identifies a certain block of code and it gives meaning to the structure of the code, and more importantly is accessibility. So it helps people with um, disabilities, maybe hearing or vision disabilities. It helps them to know where certain tags or certain content goes, as opposed to just divs without meaning. So but we'll cover more on accessibility, hopefully, if that's going to be some later in the future, if when we dive into front end proper. That means if I'm giving the chance to take you guys on, I'm sure you guys have you've heard frameworks like React and the likes. So by venture and that part will cover accessibility more in depth. For now, we're just talking basically on HTML5 semantic tags. So this is just a simple basic. Happy independence to everyone. So this is just a basic um, div tag with a h2 and a paragraph tag. So the h2 is a header tag with your paragraph tag. So like this, like the way it's being structured like this, it has no meaning. Like browsers cannot know what is being um, how do I explain? Browsers cannot clearly describe what this code structure means. You get browsers and also developers, but when we now swipe div tags with article, that now gives more meaning. So browsers can now tell, okay, this is an article tag. That means the content of this tag is specific, is an article. So the browser is able to tell that, okay, oh, this is the content of this tag are articles, are relating to articles and all. So we have like how many? We have countless number of semantic tags, but the most important ones, the most common ones are your main, your section, your article, your nav tag, your aside, your header, your footer. So your main tag is just for the main content of the web page. So previously, before HTML5 semantic tags, developers we would use a div tag and append a class to it. So maybe a div, they will append the class, maybe an ID or a class to it, and you now style it. Maybe they could give that div class a style of container style and all, just to center it and all. But using the main tag now completely eliminates the need of using a div, unnecessary using a div and all. So a section tag also defines a certain section of a web page. Like I'm sure you see in certain pages, you have contact info, a section for contact info, maybe another section. You can see a full web page, then that web page is now split into sections. You get that clearly describe each code structure, code blocks, and for each under each sections you can have an article also. You get an article defines a bit of content that makes up an article, like a blog post and all. Then also you also have an aside. Aside is most times used. It's not the main content itself. It's just some content that is relating to something that's relating to the main content, but not the main content. So you see sample illustration of what an aside tag or how an aside tag is being used. So you have a header, which is very, very common. Is the header of a web page. So it's the header houses the nav tag, the title and all, and then you have your footer. So we're looking at this we look like this sample. So we look at this. I've come up with this sample page. So this is a web page without HTML semantic tags. So we're going to now look at it, study it, and see how we can convert it into a semantic web page. So if I open it, we should see, right, Happy Independence, Nigeria. So we have the header, we have the sections. So this is the main section, this is the aside. Then you have your articles here, you have your footer down here. So let's just look at the code base to see what it does. So you have your header tag, you have your main tag, which houses the main content. You have your right sidebar. So you just leave this. These are some bunch of CSS which we will look at later. I just added this to make it look fine, look nice. You have your footer. Okay, so now you can see that we're using divs, unnecessarily using divs, and this doesn't really make sense, doesn't really give meaning. So we're going to look at how we can convert all the divs to the respective semantic tags. So although I've put a hint, so you can know that from based on this hint, you can know that okay, yes, set the semantic tags will apply. So so we can actually add a semantic tag here at this header section. We can add a semantic tag here. We can add a semantic tag here. Add a semantic tag here. So let's see how we can add a semantic tag. So we can easily replace this div tag to a header, and where we're using main, we can replace this with our main tag. So let's see. Okay, so here we can easily eliminate this and replace this with a section, and also here we can eliminate this with a section. Here we can replace this with an article, and here an article. Here we can replace this with a side. Here place this with a footer. Let me see. Okay, so yeah, we're going to add a navigation. So normally we're not going to replace this with a nav, because nav bars are usually wrapped around URL tags. So we're going to create a nav tag here. Nav, what am I doing? Oh, this. Okay, so we have simply converted a web page that was non-semantic to a web page that is now fully accessible and semantic. So now anybody that goes through this code, it makes more meaning now. You can see that yes, this is a header. You don't need to, and there's no even need of me putting the ID of header. Just by simply seeing the tag, I know that yes, this is relating to this is just a header tag, and the contents are specific to the header, and I know that yes, this is a main tag that houses the main content of my web page. Then under that, we're gonna know that okay, I can split the main content of my web page into certain sections. So we have a welcome section, we have a blog section, and under each sections we also subdivide the sections into articles. So it's a common pattern you see in most web applications or websites. And obviously it's a navigation, nav bar, and I have an aside. So if I refresh this still gives me the same thing. So we've simply just converted a non-semantic web page to a semantic and the accessible web page. So there's really nothing much actually on semantic tags, other than you just knowing that semantic tags helps in code structure, code organization, and accessibility. So do you guys have questions? So you can see that this is a header content, this is the footer, this is your main content, this is your aside content, this is your articles. So under the main content we have certain sections, and under each sections we can break them down into articles, article sections or articles per se. So yep, do you guys have questions regarding to accessibility? And there are other, okay, yes, aside from all these common, there are other tags, other semantic tags are also, you have your summary tag, you have your fig caption, you have your figure details. There are so many, a few other semantic tags, but the most common ones are the ones I've shared with you guys. Um, yes, so these are the most common ones that you use from time to time. So your main section, nav, tag, article, aside, header, footer. So does anyone have questions? Does anyone have questions? Like, this is a pretty straightforward class, nothing, no stress, no. Am I the one speaking? Am I speaking to myself? Like, can anyone hear me? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay,
do you guys have questions?
I don't have.
Okay, okay. I'm sure you guys are more interested in CSS. So, that's the main. I believe HTML5 HTML is pretty straightforward. So is when we start CSS that things get more interesting, and when we pick up JavaScript that things now get really really interesting. So at that point we were able to do cool and fancy stuff with JavaScript and CSS. For now, but you guys can just go on with your learning. I'm sure you guys are very very familiar with this, and you guys will be the one teaching me. Um, yeah. So in the absence of no questions, I think we can call it a day. All right. Bye, guys. See you. See you soon. Yeah.